Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Gargoyles episode reviews. Today we're looking at Her Brother's Keeper. What happens when one of the protags annoys an antag who's minding his own business for once in his life? You got it, the antagonist acts. When Elisa pesters Xanatos, he makes it a Maza family affair by targeting her brother. Unlike other villains who want to kill the protag's families, Xanatos wants to hire Derek Maza as a bodyguard and chopper pilot. It's possible David intended to do this even before Elisa began pestering him, or stalking really, but I doubt it. To make things more fun, Hyena and Jackal are trying to kill Xanatos. Never a dull moment around here. If you missed the last review, go read or watch Long Way to Morning. Spoilers are in the 2020 moments. Info from Ask Greg is in the According to Greg bits. Season 1, Episode 12, Her Brother's Keeper. Reasons for existence: to move Derek into Xanatos' employ, to show Fox's relationship to Xanatos, to get Hyena and Jackal into prison, to explore the theme of living one's own life, to explore the value of siblings. Main antagonists: Jackal, Hyena, and David Xanatos if you squint. Times: January 25th through 28th, 1995. Locations: New York City, New York, and Xanadu, upstate New York. Here's the title page. Her Brother's Keeper, written by Michael Reeves. So we know it's going to be a lovely episode. It's not in the shot, but it is 11:49 p.m. Eyes in the sky. On a cold January night, Elisa is tying up police resources by tailing a limo. One guess who the limo occupant is. Right, David Xanatos. Light traffic and zero snow. Nice. Not even one snowflake down there. Derek Maza, Elisa's brother, is the chopper pilot. She's railroaded him into this because Xanatos always, quote, spots the tail when she tries to follow him by car. Well, maybe if you didn't use that red Ford Fairlane. Evidently, they don't require a co-pilot or really even a reason to be up here. Derek is not on board with the surveillance idea. You're really obsessed with this guy. He did his time, Derek defends Xanatos. So let him be. Elisa wants something she can use on Xanatos. Why? Due process, jail time, probation/parole aren't good enough for you, Elisa? Are you going to go Dexter or Batman and turn vigilante? I guess she's still pissed about the Museum of Modern Art burglary and how he framed the Gargs. Makes me wonder, does Elisa operate with the mindset of if you're arrested, convicted, and sentenced, you should have life in prison automatically? Look, Xanatos manipulated the Gargoyles, yes. He sent them after the discs, which ended in the destruction of Fortress 1 airship. The ship only crashed because Demona went above and beyond. If everyone had followed Xanatos' plan to the letter, 3 bases would be intact, but short 3 discs. He didn't set up anyone's murder or kidnapping or worse. He doesn't run a, we'll say human acquisition and distribution ring or the mafia. As far as committing felonies goes, he's not very dangerous. Yes, he burglarized the MoMA to steal his own diamond, but he didn't kill anybody. Elisa, and you know what, he probably paid for all the damages too. Tax write-off, you know. Elisa has a personal grudge against Xanatos. It's understandable, considering how much he toys with her friends. It's interesting that the protag cop is the one with the grudge, not the man she helped put behind bars. Xanatos is happily living his life of luxury, while she is wasting her time and the Force's resources chasing him. Again, we have an example of why grudges, bitterness, and vengeance only hurt you, not the person you're angry at. Elisa is about to get a master's course on this. Gamer Gargs. Back at the clock tower, the trio is fighting over a chopper simulator game. It's a basic game. This is the mid-1990s, remember. Lex is hogging it. Here's looking over the top of Lex's head at some squares on a flat surface with a little bit of a chopper, windshield and control panel overlaid over it. A view every girlfriend has had at least once. Hand over the controller, you jerk. Goliath shuts down the argument. Broadway is the first to apologize. He's worried about Elisa. Ever since he shot her, he's become her biggest advocate. Flying idea just doesn't sit well with him. And yet, it didn't bother him when she was with the guys checking out Lady Liberty back at the Edge. But maybe he didn't know about her being in there. Shopping spree. In the limo, David is looking even better than usual as he sports a tux. Owen is playing chauffeur. Elisa's grand idea of using a chopper isn't any more successful than the car tail. How surprising! You mean Xanatos noticed a police chopper roaring away 300 feet above him? Huh, odd. Guys should have to wear a tux at least once a week. Well, hot guys anyway. And there he is in his limo, chilling. David asks Owen casually, "Are they up there?" "Yes." "Good. Let's go shopping." Whenever Xanatos says good, it's bad for the protags. He's got something up his sleeve, but what? Why does he want Elisa tailing him, other than to show her that he's just going about his normal life? There's Owen dressed as a chauffeur. Why pay for another chauffeur when you can have your chief of security do it for you? Side note, can you imagine how much Xanatos screwed with Elisa the other time she tailed him? Tangled with him too. Here we've got their little rear-facing camera watching the chopper. Man, they are low. They're below even the roof lines of those buildings. Your cloaking device seems to be on the fritz, Elisa. He doesn't mean a shopping spree at Walmart either. It's the Diamond Exchange. Trivia, the Diamond Exchange is a thing. It's in New York City's Diamond District in Midtown Manhattan. On West 47th Street between 5th and 6th Ave, it's home to over 4,000 jewelers and wholesalers. Nope, this isn't Walmart. It's more like Target. There's all the people in their fancy clothes looking at various bling items. In the showroom of the Diamond Exchange, New York's upper crust is out in force. Jackal and Hyena, the crazy siblings from the pack, yes, are there too. They're looking for a diamond, but not to buy it. In particular, they're scoping out the Coyote diamond. Jackal is the smart one. Oh, heaven help us. There they are looking at it. Makes a great paperweight. This is a pretty beautiful diamond. I mean, that thing's solid. According to Greg, the Coyote diamond was supposed to pop up later in the comic form, if nothing else, as a power source for the Coyote robot. If it never did in the TV series. Now, back when I wrote this, I wasn't sure if it popped up in the comic, but yes, indeed it does. It's in the SLG series. Hyena wants to grab it and shoot her way out. Not much of a planner, this one. Jackal restrains her with a plea of style. That, and he doesn't want to end up with Fox and Wolf in prison. Hyena laments not going to Europe with Dingo. These two are adrenaline junkies, but it's gotten to be a serious addiction. They risk life and freedom for idiotic reasons. There's a lot of emotional and mental disorders in these two. This diamond robbery scheme sounds horrible already. Why are they stealing a monster diamond that a blind aardvark could recognize? I guess they could get it recut, but that's not as easy as it sounds. Is there really a buyer out there interested in hot ice? Stick to stuff like gold coins, small gems, and copper wire. Before they get too involved, though, the hostess pulls the diamond. It's been purchased by David Xanatos, of course. Yes, of course. He's bathing in the attention as the hostess hands him his new piece of bling. He remarks to Owen that it'll look quite nice next to the Star of Arabia. Look at these two and their secret references. Again, I really want to see his collection of artifacts, gems, the Ark of the Covenant, etc. Look at that thing. It's like a, I don't know, baseball size? Almost. Whatever the siblings were planning goes out the window. Now they follow Hyena's plan, but they use paring knives instead of guns. Step 1. Sidekick Xanatos in the back of the C-spine. Don't get me started on the why didn't that paralyze him rant again. If you want to hear it, go back and watch the end of Awakening Part 5. They grab the gem and book it out. As if this is nothing more than somebody cutting him off in traffic, David stands up and instructs Owen to call the police. Ah, sweet irony, when the cops have to protect him. He loves it. On the roof, Jackal and Hyena are assembling hang gliders, and they have no harnesses. I don't know how they plan to use them. Then the cop chopper appears. Derek swings it around to cut them off. And to blow them away, I guess. Jackal goes for an RPG launcher. When all else fails, I guess he thinks he's playing Resident Evil, huh? A silhouette dashes across the camera's line of sight. Just as Jackal shoulders the RPG and launcher and acquires his target, Xanatos tackles him. The shot goes wild, but it hits the chopper's rear rotor. Getting some air. Idiot stole his diamond and kicked him in the neck. Payback time. Recovers quickly, I'll give him that. Derek manages to put the chopper down on its struts and not on the edge of its rotor. Meanwhile, Xanatos appears watching the landing. We know from Awakening and The Edge that he can trash his enemies in hand-to-hand combat. So I'm assuming Jackal is incapacitated. No. not at all. Jackal and Hyena pop up to hold David at knife point. He looks as put out as if a web page he was loading is taking too long. Flanked by knife-wielding psychos? Minor inconvenience. Now, I have talked to people in law enforcement, military, bodyguards, and they all agree that the people they least want to meet are psychopaths with knives. You don't have to reload knives, and it doesn't take much to get really injured by them. Elisa jumps out to hold them at gunpoint. It looks like she's pointing her gun at Xanatos. I'm sure that was just a slip. The siblings take off. Literally, they grab the hang gliders. Elisa can't get a clean shot. That didn't stop Matt. In the background, David recovers the coyote diamond. Never a gargoyle around when you need one, eh? He asks. He just can't beat this guy's attitude. Irony is his stock in trade. I wonder if was he expecting to have gargoyles around her? It's like he enjoyed the whole fracas. Elisa turns around to find him congratulating Derek. Now, this is an antagonist. He's a perfect gentleman, praising Derek's skills. This is a great segue into a job offer? Bodyguard, personal chopper pilot, Santos Enterprises pays better than the Force and is less risky. Wait, he wants a Maza, Elisa's brother no less, to be one of his most trusted employees? Ooh, that's a slap in the face to Elisa. Santos knows the power of compliments. It's not even a flattery, as everything he said was accurate. Does Xanatos know the siblings' friction? Does he even know that they're siblings? I would assume so. Or does he just want a really good pilot who, according to Derek's name tag, happens to be related to Elisa? So many questions. Of course, Elisa will think the worst of Xanatos over this. We'll see how this develops, though. Is Xanatos really the target here? He created the pack, but the pack members don't know it. So it is possible this is totally as it appears. David gives Derek his card, then strides off after nodding to Elisa. Detective, always a pleasure. Attitude, style, he's doing him right. There he is, handing his card over to rather sheepish and surprised Derek. Recognition of a job well done does wonders. Elisa turns her ire on Derek, now that her usual favorite target is gone. She insists Santos is using Derek. Ooh, not the best route to take, says. The billionaire just complimented Derek and offered him a high-paying, prestigious job. That doesn't happen every day. Derek slams back with, oh, right, he couldn't possibly have thought I was good. I wonder how much the Sibs squabble normally. Elisa seems used to taking the aggressor role, while Derek seems used to defending himself. The Scavenger's Lair. In the Scavenger Sibs headquarters, new orders come in. They're from Fox. Just like Xanatos, Fox continues her plans despite being incarcerated. She says they can waste Xanatos for interfering. Judging from their expressions, she might have just said they'd won the lottery. Looks like Xanatos' private strike team idea backfired. How did these two become part of the pack? What's their background? They're both violent, thieving, and definitely murderous. Did they start out with mediocre skills, then build them up over time with the pack? They're both thrilled with the idea of killing a man. Is it just because they can commit murder, or because they're killing Xanatos? Do they have grudges? So many questions. Here we've got a picture of Hyena laughing, and then one of the hyenas from Lion King. I don't think the coincidence that her name is Hyena, eh? Sister knows best. At the clock tower, Elisa and the clan are discussing what to do with Derek. Broadway thinks Derek should trust Elisa's judgment. Brooklyn points out that you need honesty for trust to work. Lexington just wants to hunt the pack. Goliath gives the verdict to introduce Derek to them. He'll hear their story and know what an evil spawn of Satan Xanatos is for tricking them. Okay, I made that last bit up. Elisa takes the plunge, but before she can tell Derek, he tells her what's what. He's taking Xanatos' offer. As the sun sets. In a pool hall/bar, yes, on a Disney show in the 90s, Elisa and Peter Maza are discussing the problem of Derek living his own life. Ditching the Force for a job with respect and money. No, that's not right either. Right, yeah. They want to know how they can stop Derek. Peter suggests they tell him it'll kill Diane Maza, aka Mom. I'm sure Peter's just having iced tea there in that little glass. Too bad Diane shoots that plan. Diane tells her son that he should live his own life no matter what. If he's not happy with the police, and if he thinks the job with Xanatos is the way to go, then go. It's sound advice. Live your life. Elisa's not done. Having conveniently forgotten the plan to tell Derek about the clan, she instead barges into the guys' locker room as Derek is cleaning out his locker. I wonder what would happen if the sexes were reversed here. She proceeds to tell him Xanatos is bad news. Derek isn't having any of it. He's not the Prince of Darkness. Good for Derek. Xanatos is a trickster, a magnificent bastard, but he's not needlessly cruel. He's not even in the same sense as say, Demona, who wants to wipe out all the humans. Derek reminds Elisa that Xanatos saved their lives last night. Woo, the irony, and maintains that Xanatos deserves a chance to prove himself. And I deserve a chance to do what I want, he says. Did he ever want to be in the police force, I wonder? Is that Matt in his underwear? Oh my gosh. Lisa asks the clan's advice. There's not much they can do. Derek has his own life, but they can stalk him. Stakeouts are never as much fun as they look on TV. Where are the snacks? There they are, staking out the eerie building from way far away. Later, while on surveillance duty, the trio sees the Xanatos Enterprise's red and black helicopter take off from the castle courtyard. Another chopper starts to pursue it. Well now, the trio flies off to investigate. Such a cool chopper, and well it should be. It's the flagship of Xanatos Enterprise's vertical takeoff and landing vehicles. Halftime. Derek has a point. Elisa is obsessed with Xanatos. She's fixated on putting him away forever, apparently. Wouldn't it be better to focus on how to live life with the Gargoyles not in the castle? I love seeing antagonists/villains being suave. I also love a man in a tux. Xanatos was at his charming, smooth, cool best. He was in the thick of the action the whole time, too. It's kind of amusing to see Owen play chauffeur. Everyone looks at him like he's an underling, but in reality, he's the right-hand man and cohort. Derek is a likable character. He's trying to find his path, while everyone else is trying to shove him down the highway. I give him credit for having the guts to stand up for himself. Now, tune in Friday, or whenever at this point, to find out what the antagonists are up to this time. So you can always comment on what you thought of this half of the episode, either here or on the blog. Remember to like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the